I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. Baby, I'm not the best, freaking out on my life. And whatever it takes, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good, alright. Cause I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright. I'm not the best, freaking out on my life. Whatever it takes, I'm down for the ride. Baby, don't you know I'm good. It's fun things in life, and never feels it's right. Yeah, and I need to stay the VIP. Never felt me. So God is not the best for me. Yeah, cause I'm sad. So I'll just let it go. Oh, na 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 na, I don't care anymore, care anymore. Oh, na 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 na, so come on, no, hands are learning up, don't make me up this kind of stuff. Cause I'm good, I'm feeling alright.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, so what we have today? So today we learn another new thing, it's what we call the compression, guys. So for the goal, during today, what the goal is doing here is what we call so-called the compression. So let me draw you a diagram. How's the compression looks like? Right. So when during for the bearish scenario, then when the price react the high time frame demand, then it will slightly do a small compression right here. Right. So for this compression, usually it takes all the previous demand zone and hit the high time frame supply again and continue with the trend. For example, this is one of the high time frame supply. We take this as our high time frame supply. So for this zigzag, small zigzag, this is what we call the compression. And you can see right here, this is the only fresh demand zone we have in M30. So based on this demand zone taken by this, and this demand zone taken by this. And right now, this demand zone also taken by this movement. So as we can see here, there is no more fresh demand zone. Because this is the whole compression when the structure is keep taking the previous demand zone, going up, then form a new demand zone, going up again, and takes the demand zone again and react. So this is one of the setup, right? We call it as a compression. We call it as CP. Yeah, beside the compression, yes, this is the CPLQ. This is the liquidity as well. This is the liquidity as well. Yes. Yeah, Nicholas, you are right. This is the liquidity as well. Right, when you look at the H1, look at the H1, right? This is the base. All right, this is the previous. We have drop, pull back, form a double bottom. Then before dropping further, what the price is doing here. This is the structure here. It's doing a base, then drop. So we know this is the H1, right? This is the H1 base. And before that, before this base, before the structure is creating this base, when we look at the SNR, we can see, yes, right, previous we have a strong support right here. This is one of the strong support we call it. $1997. Didn't take it. I have entry and 88 from the pullback just now with PE already. NAS 100 trading to TP and below. Hello, Bonnie Walkie. So for the current gold is still in bearish structure, guys. Very obvious. This is the bearish structure. Where is the change of character? The change of character is right here. So after the change of character, then we have another break of structure. Is this the break of structure? Right, for me, no, because this is not a valid one. Because the inducement is not yet been taken out. So based on the H1 right now, the inducement is here. Yeah. So for the gold, we should keep focus on the style setup because the structure is still in bearish bias. So this is also one of the engulfing. Can you see? These two candles, it forms another engulfing. Then these candles react from this demand zone. And where it react? It react from this with the drop base drop supply in M5. Okay. So right now, this demand zone is not fresh anymore. This demand zone has been mitigated. So where is the next? The next roadblock is right here. This is the next roadblock. So most likely it will break through right here. Then it will go even further. So where's the next roadblock, guys? This will be the next roadblock. All right, remember the zone 69 to 65, 40 pips. This zone, we have 40 pips. This zone, what we have is 30 pips. All right, this is 30 pip zone, 40 pip zone. Then this could be another zone, also 30 pips. So as you can see, for the gold, all my zone marking just around 30 to 40 pips for the gold in M30. As I always said, guys, always trading in the zone. Always remember trading in the zone with follow the structure. This is how we can lower the risk. Because we are following the trend, then this is how we can lower the risk. If you go to against the trend, then you are taking a higher risk. Invest yourself to get more, yeah, of course. Do you think it's going to reverse from this demand point? From this current, this one? I think no, right? Because this demand zone already been react this demand zone already being react. So when the next demand zone will make some reaction, this is the next demand zone. Right? If this demand zone strong enough to create a small pullback, then maybe we have a temporary retracement. But if this demand zone is not strong enough to defend, then most likely it will just have some reaction, but it will continue to break and go even lower to this zone again, zone to zone. But when we look at the H1, right, since like H1 we have a bullish engulfing here. You see, this is a bullish engulfing. But for me, this bullish engulfing is not good enough because it didn't create a fair value gap or imbalance after the bullish engulfing. So what type of the bullish engulfing or the bearish engulfing, what type of the engulfing pattern is the strongest one? Right, let me show you the example. All right, so this is a good example here. Can you see? This is also one of the engulfing pattern. You see, this candle's body engulfed the previous candle's body. Even the wicks didn't engulf the previous candle's wick. But this is also one of the type of the engulfing. Engulfing, we have few types. So if you are my student, you should know engulfing, we have at least 3 types of the engulfing pattern. And this engulfing pattern is just one of it. After this engulfing pattern, so what we have here? We have a double maru. You see the momentum. The momentum will be decide whether this zone is strong enough. So after the engulfing, we have a strong momentum where the price create a fair value gap. So called imbalance, the inefficient of the price, then the price go lower, even lower. So we know this zone is much more stronger than here, same as well. Can you see the momentum? Then the price create another new base right here, then have another break a new lower low again with a impulsive move again because of the imbalance right here. And bottom right here between these two candles also have the imbalance right here. So we know this is all the what we call so-called the strong zone because of the momentum. You have to look at after the candles engulf, what next? If the candles have a momentum after the engulfing patterns, then yes, that will be a strong zone. So same as well, right here. Yes, we know this is a bullish engulfing, but what the price is doing here is still indecisive right here. That means this is the area where the buyer and the seller, they are still fighting right here between this zone. So as you can see right now, this zone already break through. That's why I don't see this is a good zone because this is just a temporary short-term pullback. Short-term pullback, and we have another engulfing right here again. This is the M30. So this zone is not valid anymore. Then we should look for the next one. So right now, the nearest demand zone we have is right here, M30 demand. Right, this is the last candles before the structure, before the bullish momentum. But the overall in H1, yes, we are still in downtrend. As you can see, when the price have breaks the all-time high, 2146. Then all the way down until right now, I think has 1,500 pips. Yes, more than that. Right.
A waste of time, trying to leave. Play this game, you lost your mind, I play for keeps. You walk
I would like to see some strength come in for a break, then enter the sell. Yes, Sonora, DN, yes, you are right. So you want to see a break and retest on this. Yeah, of course, we are more prefer a break. After a break of structure, then wait for the retest. Only we make the entry. This is much more safer. So you want to see a break? Yes. Malia, can we just trade until we see one of them hold. If they don't hold, we move to the next one. Yes. Yes, it could sum all the way to the 1 hour demand zone. Does the engulfing matters when trading the demand? Yes, of course. The engulfing will be matter. But you have to see where's the location of the engulfing. It's very important. How to tell if the zone has been mitigated? Very simple. How we know the zone has been mitigated? So, for example, this is one of the demand zone. This is one of the previous demand zone, right? But after this, price back to the zone and touch. So this is what we call this zone has been mitigated. Okay, this, if the price didn't touch the zone here, then this zone is still considered a fresh zone. Fresh zone is so-called the unmitigated zone. So when the price touch, that means this zone not fresh anymore, not a fresh zone. So this zone has been mitigated by the touching, price touching here. Then we have a new demand zone. This is another new order block, or so-called the demand zone. But this zone, same, has been react by these candles after the news, touch and react. So from the lowest 82.5 until above 89.5. Yeah, still have 70 pips. Right, still have 70 pips reaction from this zone. In M30, maybe you can't see anything. So when you look at the M5, look at the M5. So as you can see, use the ruler's lowest point until the highest point just now right here. You see, we have 70 pips, 70 pips running. And why the price it will stop here? Because of the supply zone right here. Because of the supply zone right here. So as you can see, usually the price it will react zone to zone. But just in different time frame, the impact will be in difference. So if you are asking me whether M5 or M15 which more stronger, of course it's M15. The higher the time frame, the stronger the momentum, the stronger the impact. So this is just a M5 supply. So this is where it reacts. But when you look at M30, this is the engulfing right here. Right. So when the engulfing, usually most of the time in the low time frame, there will be a small zone, or what we call a hidden zone. Hidden zone is hiding in small time frame. So that's why you have to check all the time frame, not just rely on just only one time frame, guys. You have to check every time frame as your reference. The more confluence, then the more confirmation, then the quality of your trade. Yeah, Nora, based on different time frame, they will have different momentum. Yes, the higher the time frame, the stronger the momentum. Then is it not better to only trade them on a higher time frame? Yeah, Azila, you are asking a good question here. If you are only trade on a higher time frame, yes, so you will have a lesser trade, lesser the setup. Because on the higher time frame, not much setup or the setup we will get in the higher time frame. But usually, if you base on the supply and demand concept on the higher time frame, then the problem will be the zone for you will be much more bigger. The zone in H4 or daily probably will be cost you 80 to 100 pips sometimes. So they have to consider and where is your entry, because the zone is too big. When the zone is too big, that means you have to risk more. You have to take more risks. Then why not you just go into a lower time frame and find a sniper entry? This is how we can refine our zone and get through a small zone. Maybe should be around 30 pips in lower time frame instead of the 100 pips on a higher time frame. Do you understand me? But once you base on a higher time frame, look for the setup, then you can hold for longer. Because the higher the time frame, the longer the time period that we have need to be wait to hit our TP. Because you are taking for the H4 or maybe daily, so maybe you have to take for a few days or a few weeks to hit your final TP. So we have different role of the trader. So you have to make sure and identify yourself first. Know who you are. Whether you are a scalper, you are a swing trader, you are a day trader, or you are a position trader. The hidden zone is a zone that is hidden in a lower time frame or small time frame. Why don't you check mainly the higher time frame? Yes, of course. Of course, I have been checked with the higher time frame. So as you can see the zone right here, when the zone is aligned, with our higher time frame, this is H4. You see, this is the H4 previous support, also the previous demand zone. If we take the H4 demand zone right here, the zone we can take from 1976 to 1965. Right, the zone is like right here. Can you see the zone? How big? 110 pips. This is a H4 demand zone. But for me, this is not a good entry. This is a good zone, but it's not a good entry. Why? Because the risk is too high. It will affect our risk and reward. But when you can see, first touch, yes, the price have made some reaction from the H4 demand zone. This is the first time. So after we go into the M30, right, so you can see how I redefine the zone. Then I will check. This is the previous the fresh zone, and this is not a fresh zone because this order has been mitigated by these candles. Okay, so then I move to the next. This is the only last zone. So after we redefine our zone, as you can see, the zone just around 40 pips. So we just try to make our entry sharp as possible. So this is how we lower our risk. Of course, when you base on the H4, you can see, the H4 reaction, yes. Then this is where you can try with a small lot first. Small lot first. Then wait for the confirmation. Only you make a bigger lot entry. Would I also have to check the minutes time frame if I'm swing trader? No. For the minutes time frame, basically no for swing trader. But Ella, Steven, this you can check for the confirmation. For the minutes, you can check for the confirmation for the chart. So the more time frame we know, the better our trade. Yes, Mike Franco, yes, you are right. The more time frame, when all the time frame are aligned with the same direction, then this trade will be a good trade. Do you think this M30 demand point would hold? This M30? Yes, for short term, yes. Usually it will make some reaction. Just how many pips? Either 20 pips, 30 pips, 30 pips, even a small 30 pips reaction from the M30 demand zone right here is still so-called a reaction, you know, but just not much. But it's good for scalper. It's good for scalper. I know we have a lot of scalper here. So for those scalper that will take this trade, because even 35 pips, 30 pips, 40 pips is good enough for them, for scalper. So have to back to the question again, same thing. You have to ask yourself whether you want to take the scalping trade or you want to take a intraday or swing trade. It depends. It depends on your personality and the characteristic, who you are. I have a different perspective due to the market trend. Due to the market trend, different time frame also have the different market trend, ladies and gentlemen. So maybe you can check in daily time frame. Yes, daily time frame we are still in bullish. We are still in uptrend. The higher time frame we are still in uptrend, but in lower time frame we are in downtrend. So this is internal structure versus external structure. This is another more complicated, another more advanced topic. Maybe I will share this topic in the future. If this M30 demand breaks, will you take a sell? Yes, wait for a retest. But have to make sure it create a zone. So for example, if this M30 break, but before the break, it forms a drop-based drop. It forms a drop-based drop right here. Then for us, you know, right here we have a supply zone. Correct or not? We have a supply zone right here. Then we can wait for the price to back to this zone, then we sell it. This is a continuation. This is a continuation setup. So you can trade it from M30 to H4. Should be go to the higher time frame first, then go one by one into the lower time frame. This should be the right way. Always go to the high time frame first. My style always I will go to the weekly first. Every week we should have some weekly mapping. You see, based on the weekly mapping, what we have here. Last week, we have a bearish engulfing. You see, we have a bearish engulfing. This is a weekly mapping. So we know we have a very strong bearish momentum. Then only you go into the day one, daily time frame. We have a what we have here. This is one of the supply. Can you see we have a drop-based drop. Drop-based drop is one of the supply zone. This is the daily supply zone. But this daily supply zone, we have a very big problem right here. Right? We know this is a daily supply zone, but this daily supply zone, how many pips? Can you see or not? 2017.5 to 2039.7. How many pips we have? 220 pips. 230 pips. So if you want to short right here, will you set your stop loss with 200 pips? Didn't make sense, right? Didn't make sense. The risk too high, 200 stop loss, 200 and 230 pip stop loss you have to place. So this is too big. That's why we have to go even lower, H4. Go even lower H4 or go even lower H1 to find the zone. So this is where the zone that I marked in H1 supply. So maybe you will ask, is this a H1 supply? Yes, this is also one of the H1 supply. But this zone has been mitigated. You see, this zone has been mitigated by this. Can you see the candles here? Already touch and collect the orders from the zone. Then waterfall. So this zone is not a unmitigated zone. What we want to look for is a fresh zone. So this is the only fresh zone what we have here in H1. So this is how we lower our risk. What's your trading strategy? Supply and demand and liquidity. Best way to look at the price that way. The bearish engulfing show that the bearish momentum is strong. Yes. But you have to see where the bearish engulfing located is also one of the key points. Yes. I personally love to take the fresh zone. I love to take the fresh zone. We love virgin, right? This is so called virgin. But somehow, sometimes even the zone is mitigated, but it's still invalid. It's still invalid. As long as the zone didn't break through, then the zone is still invalid. All right, I show you one of the example. This is one of the zone. You see, what is this zone so called? This is a Rayleigh based drop. So can you see first touch, second touch, third touch. So this is a good example. Even this is not a fresh zone, but it's still invalid. As long as this zone didn't break out, then this zone is still invalid. But just the risk is getting higher. You just have to understand the zone. If this is not a fresh zone, for the second touch, third touch, then the risk will be slightly higher. That's it. If you use the fresh zone, you are going to get a best trade. Yeah, just have a better, higher probability that the trade will be get a profit. The zone still work to push the price down. Yes, because the overall structure already turned to downtrend. Right now it's a bearish structure. That's why the zone is still valid. This makes a lot of sense. This means the mitigated zone, you need to drop your position size. Yeah, you are right. You are right. Because the risk is getting higher. So you have to drop your position size. Yes, this is one of the so-called risk management. Because we know the risk is getting higher. So when the risk is getting higher, so how we lower our risk? We can reduce our position size. This is one of the way. So when if it's a fresh zone, then we can take a slightly higher or bigger lot size for a fresh zone. Then once the structure, the price structure have the reaction from the zone, if still running for more than 50 pips, the best way is to set your break even to your entry point to secure your position. So after you set your break even, you are risk free. Then just wait for the price to hit your final TP. So you can set your TP as the next demand zone or the next strong support. Just have to make sure for every trade that you have to place before that, just make sure the risk reward is better enough. So let's see if we take this the short position right here, then our stop loss slightly higher than the previous swing high, then this could be our TP, right, as the previous support. So you check what is the risk reward ratio here. The risk reward ratio is 3.5. That means if you risk 1% for this trade, then in return you will get 3.5%. By just one trade. Of course, this is a day trader. This is the day trader setup. So this is my style. I am a day trader. Because we are using M30 as our structure and the setup. When will I achieve financial independence? So what is your FFN? My friend, when you ask this question, you have to know what is your FFN. So previous I have shared before in my live in TikTok. FFN stands for financial freedom numbers. So you have to understand well first what is your financial freedom number. Everyone should have a number. We know everyone we want to earn more money, but it's not, you must make it accountable. So it will depends where are you from, the cost of living in your country. Then the second question, it will be your lifestyle. What's the lifestyle that you are looking at? So if you are looking for a very good lifestyle, then of course the cost of living for you will be much more higher. Right now we have quite a strong buy limits order in bookmap. Let me show you the bookmap before we end the live. Can you see the bookmap? So let me teach you how to, for first joiner here. So you can't read through and understand what is this about. This is the bookmap. So this is order book of the future gold. So the price that you are looking right here, 1997, this is a future price. So when you refer to our current MT4 price, so what is the current price? 1982. So you know the difference. 82, 96. So it should be around $14 or $15 difference. That means 140 to 150 pips. Around there, 150 pips. So you can see slightly lower, we have a 100 lot and 1991. And we have another 130 lot, 1990. So total for this size, this zone, we have more than 300 lot. You see, 60 plus 100 plus 130 plus 96. We have 400 lot. You see, we have 400 lot from 1992 to 1989. This 40 pip zone, we have 400 lots. So that means if the seller want to break through, want to dump the price below this zone, so how much of the money, the value of the dollars to break this zone? Just very simple. You ready your calculator or find your Fools calculator, then you just add up all the lot size here. Right, we take a roughly numbers, 400 lots with times 100 ounces times the average price, 1990. Then you will know how much of the value of money need to break this zone. Because we know this is a strong zone. At the moment, this is still in a strong demand. Because in bookmap, we can see we have 400 lots sitting here. So I delete this we have learned this compression today. So only we have two probability. Either you have make the reaction from this zone again or breakthrough with the drop base drop. then we're ready for a sell. Once the price retest to this zone. Hello, Saw Gaming, J Raw on YouTube. I just moved to this platform recently. So anyone, if you are first time here, can do me a favor, go and check the links in the profile or the bio to subscribe our other channels as well. Right. I'm start doing this. I'm start sharing the knowledge here since May. But I just focus on TikTok. But few months ago, TikTok we have a new policy, so we are unable to continue to make live or doing any live about the tradings anymore on TikTok. That's why I only move to these two platforms. One is YouTube and another is trading.live. So for those follow me already last for 6 months, then you should know me very well and know my style, my strategy. And usually, yes, we can learn a lot of the basic in our life and quite useful, especially for the beginners. If you are think you are strong enough, you are pro enough, then you can skip my life. Yeah, Store Gaming still have people doing it on TikTok. Yes, I know. I know still have some people doing on TikTok. Last week I was also doing some live on TikTok. But sometimes okay, sometimes not okay. But once they ban you, for at least 3 or 4 times, then you will get your account permanently banned, restricted forever. That means your account will be gone forever. Right now, I'm using the third account on TikTok. So I'm tiring, keep creating a new one. So I will start doing the live and move the live to this trading.live on YouTube. No more live on TikTok anymore. The TikTok, I will just do the short video for those 1 or 2 minutes short video. Their rules are too strict sometimes. Alright, I think the market is slowing down. That's all for today. Already live almost 1 hour. Any question want to ask? Then you can ask right now, or we take another pair and see what pair we have the opportunity or not. EU. Yeah. Can you see the EU? Can you see the EU? It react from this M30 supply. This is the M30 supply. You see. First touch, second touch. And still valid and react from this. And for me, this is a good zone. Why this is a good zone? Very simple. Because this is one of the setup or what we call the liquidity. And this same as well. This is also one of the liquidity right here. This is the weekly demand zone. Weekly demand zone. When you go to the daily, all right, we find the zone. Can you see the daily? This is a daily order block. Make it sharp. Go to H4. I remember GU last week, someone asked for it as well. I remember we have it set up right here for GU. Yeah, for the GU, yes. All right, this is the previous drawing. Right. And already hit the TP right here. So for the UJ, the setup is still valid right here. For the UJ, this will be the UJ H4 supply. You see the H4? But before that, this is also one of the supply right here. This is also one of the H4 supply. And we have another new supply right here again. This is a very low, huh? Right now, this is a very low. Why this is a very low? Because of the inducement right here taken up.
Swear I meant to make the best when it ended. Even tried to bite my tongue when I started. I texting all my friends asking questions, they never even let you in the first place. Didn't go that I hate
Nicholas, I swing by UJ since last week. Swing by UJ last week. From the bottom zone right here. Last week. Why? Last week. From this weekly demand. Why? This is a damn strong weekly demand, guys. This is one of the H4 demand zone right here as well. The H4 demand zone right here. One four one. This one structure, huh? We have the last BOS right here. Let me check. Yes, this is the last BOS. If this is the last BOS, then the change of character should be right here. Why? This H4 demand zone is still invalid. Not yet even touch. With this one. This is H4 last strong demand right here. This is a new latest. Japanese yen very strong last week, huh? As you can see, this is the previous H4 demand. You see, every time when the price touch the demand zone, for sure there will be have some direction. But just how many pips? You see the reaction? 168 to 186, at least 100 pips from this zone. Then how about this zone? This zone still have same around 100 pips. 185. This zone also 100 pips. So conclusion for the UGJ, usually the H4 supply and demand zone, it will react at least around 100 pips. You don't respect for this zone.
So come set me free. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling bored. Love. I'm counting three. I feel alone. I'm falling apart.
Shock happen right here. Yeah. You have to understand, if you trade the Japanese pair, Japanese yen, the JPY pair, most of the time you have a lot of this kind of a long wick. This kind of a wick. This is the wick. This is the history. When you back test, most of the Japanese yen pair, because the yen pair once is strong, then you will leave a lot of the wick behind. You see the wick have a lot of wick. Previous we have a very high back in the H4. You see wicks. Overall, daily overall is still in bullish. You see overall, daily overall is still in bullish. So right now it's just a short term big retracement right here. You can claim from the admin. You can claim for the admin for the free ebooks for the price action. Claim from the admin in Telegram. No, it's not because of the high impact news. You can go and check when we have this kind of a long weeks. It's not about the high impact news. Yes, Stewart, you are right. It generally happens on to all the yes pair. Yes. Oh yo, oil also crazy. Well, based on my experience, the oil, you can monitor the high time frame zone, especially the oil. Most of the time, it will react from at least H4 and above, the zone H4 and above. It will react very well. Can you see? This is the H4. Previous we have a support. Then this is a zone. Then it react right here. This is where the flip zone happens. This is a flip zone. Previous demand zone turns to supply zone. And right here, you can see this is also where the breakout. We have a rally, base rally, demand. This is the previous demand zone. Then react, second react. Then once it's break, you see, so this is a flip zone. Demand turn to supply. Second, first rejection, second rejection, then all the way down again. So history repeat once again. Support, 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 breakthrough, then support become resistant. This is the SBR zone. Then resistant, 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 then drop all the way down again. Then here, history repeat once again. Can you see we have a drop, base drop, supply zone. Then price, first rejection, then this is a second rejection. Then all the way down again. Then have another break of structure again. So most of the time, yes, it react very well on a higher time frame, especially the oil. This is one of my experience, right? You can check it out. So you can check daily what we have here. So daily, yeah, back to our previous demand zone. This is the previous support or the demand zone here.
Story of my life, searching for the right, but it keeps avoiding me.
So this is the SSR. This is where I mark for a strong or the so-called a key level. Okay, 79. And another key level is right here, 88, 87.8.
I don't wanna be the reason why.
I don't quite understand. Go and check all the videos that I have uploaded. I have uploaded the videos on trading.live platform and the YouTube as well. Go and study and learn the basic first before you want to move to the advanced. So I think that's all for today. Thank you guys for your time and your support. Your support is my biggest motivation. Do me a favor, please do subscribe and follow all the channels. The link is in my bio. You can check it out. And if you want to claim the free books, you can go and ask from the admin through the Telegram. Thank you for your time, and we see you again next time. Good night and bye bye.
I don't wanna be the reason.